Well, hey guys, let's talk about my poor truck. If you've ever had this issue, I don't know if you can see it, service now light is on, and my truck is running very, very, very rough. She's not happy. My little truck, my little 2002 F-150 is not happy. And if she's not happy, well, I'm not happy. Let me show you how to fix this thing, or at least take a shot at it. So essentially, if that warning light comes on or that service now light comes on, that means you probably have an error code going on. Now you could take it to AutoZone. AutoZone will troubleshoot that, will tell you what the error code is and what it's doing. But what I did was I just went to Harbor Freight and bought the cheapest one they have. I only want to know what the error codes are. And to do it on this Ford, and it's pretty much the same on most of them, is there's a little, let me see if I can get you in here so you can see it. All right, so you're going to take this handy dandy little reader right here, and it's got a plug on the end of it. It looks like this. And what you're going to do is locate your plug. Now some of them are different locations. You might have to Google where it's actually at, but just plug it in. As soon as you do, you'll see it come on. And it depends on the model what you'll have to do. Like with my model, actually, I have to turn the key on. And then what I'm going to do is hit enter one time to scan it. And you can see it's going through its little thing. Now you see that little red box right there, it tells me there's something wrong. So I'm just going to scroll down. I don't want to erase. I want to diagnostic basically and hit enter, and it's going to read the DTC. It's going to give me two faults. What are they? One is a P0303 and a P0316. Now how do I know what those are going to be? Well, so here is the thing. I'm going to punch those into Google and see what it says. All right, now that we've read those codes, we have a 303 and a 316. I Googled both of those, and basically what it is the 303 is saying that cylinder 303, I guess it makes sense, is misfiring. So chances are it's a coil, and I've already bought a set of replacement coils. It's cheaper just to buy the whole set than buy one individual coil. One coil is like 50 bucks. All 8 of them is 249. So off Amazon, and it just makes sense to replace. You can replace them all, but why buy one when you know they're eventually all going to go bad? So I looked up the code. The other code, which is P0316, actually says that there's a detects timing issue or something like that. Well, chances are it's because of the misfire off of 303. So I'm going to replace the coil on cylinder 3. And on these Fords, this is a 4.6. It goes this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Passenger side is where it starts at. So we're going to do the third coil back, which is right there. So let me get some tools and start pulling this coil off. All right, to pull the coil out, it's as simple as this. You're going to take a 7mm socket, and it's not very tight, so literally you may have to pull the injector out of the way. Not the injector, but just the cable. And to do that, you just take a screwdriver and open up the prongs and slip it off. Maybe not. Actually, on this one, you just squeeze it and it comes off. And that will give you access to this little bolt right here that's actually holding it. So this is the bolt you got to take off. To remove this, the top of the plug, well, I don't know if I can show you very well, but basically on top of the coil, you squeeze the bottom. It's not very good here. You'll squeeze, there we go, maybe like this. You would squeeze the back side of it like this, and it will unplug. This is 2, but I'm going to put it back on. So 3, which is a little further back, same concept. Squeeze it, pull it off. Once you have that out of the way, all you need to do now is take out this little screw right here. And I'm hoping it's just hand tight, but it seems to be a little tighter than that. Yeah, all right, let me get a ratchet. Kind of underestimated it. All right, so once you get that, I think once you break it loose, you should be able to use a, then you can use the screwdriver tool. Make it a little easier to get that out of there. Just be cautious, you don't want to drop it into the engine. You know how much fun that always is. So once you think you can get it finger tight, just get in there and take it out with your finger so you can keep a hold of it. Just just like that. And there's your screw. So we got it out. Set it somewhere where you're not going to lose it. And this guy should just kind of wiggle and pull out of there like that. And there you go. Now you get the whole thing. And you're way up there. Now once you have it out, there it is. That's the whole deal. It's just a coil with a boot. If you're used to old plug wires, that goes down on top of the plug, and that's your plug. Now how do I know this is probably it? It's the easiest thing to replace. So get another one. Now, I typically just take a look at it, even though it says it's exactly the same, just compare them and make sure, you know what I mean? So, happy with this one. So now let's stick this bad boy back in there and reverse it. All right, so once you have it back in there, you just tighten the bolt down. That little bolt that was in there, let's see if I can show you. Same concept. Tighten it down and plug everything back in. That's all there is to that. Now the next thing you got to do is start it up and then clear the code. And let's see if that fixed the problem. Okay, so she's running way smoother. So absolutely, that was still that was the problem. But now, if you look right there, you'll notice we still have the code or the error light on, right? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the fact that once you do that, you need to clear the codes. And this little guy right here will do just fine. So, let's see if I can show you how to do this. So, basically, this little cheap one, nothing outrageous. What we're going to do is we're going to exit, and we're going to go back up to the main menu, and we're just going to scroll down to erase, and we're going to hit enter. It's going to say yes or no. We're going to hit yes. And then what it's going to do is erase it, and you'll notice the light's gone. And it's going to say erased finish. Okay. Now here's the thing. Now we cleared it, and I can tell by the way it's running right now that, yeah, it's fixed. But if it wasn't fixed when I started it, what I would do is I would probably run the code again, and we could do that. Clear the code, see what happens. If the code comes back on, well, we do the same thing. We start troubleshooting it from here. But that's all there is to it. All right, I'm gonna clean up my mess. All right, so I got the coil on the truck, and it seems to be running fine. I hope that helps somebody out there troubleshoot when you find that you have, you know, an error light come under your truck or your vehicle. Don't get scared. Just go get you a small tester, go to AutoZone, go to Advanced, say, tell me what it is and what I need to replace, and put that part on you, and I'm sure you'll get after it. So, talk to you guys later. 1, 2, 3, 4.